Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to me. My name is Mr. 2020. You are listening to the free Neville Goddard podcast. Today is April the 1st, 8:17 a.m. Coming to you live from Melbourne, Australia, and today is my birthday. And I couldn't wait to talk to my mom. I gave her a call before the sun rose up. Her first comment was, "It's dark over there." And we had a lovely chat, probably for half an hour or so. I ran out of coffee. And we talked about a little bit about everything. Important stuff and irrelevant stuff. I had a lovely time. "58 years old now. I didn't always get along with my mom, by the way. For decades, we didn't see eye to eye, and we didn't get along. And to be quite honest, we still don't see eye to eye on some things. But we dance delightfully. A couple years ago, I decided to give birth to something. I decided to give birth to a relationship with my mom. We had an on-again, off-again relationship for a long time. And I was tired of that. I wanted something more. So one day I called her up and she said she was going to either buy a computer or fix the kitchen sink. And this was sometime around all the COVID stuff. May have been before it, I don't remember. But I asked what kind of computer. She said a Chromebook, and I cringed. And I said, "Let me buy you an iPad. If you'll pay for the internet, I'll pay for the iPad. And you take care of the kitchen sink." And we reach out to each other every day now. And we have these lovely little chats every couple weeks, once a month, I don't know. But today's my birthday, so I called my mom up. I looked forward to it, and I called her up. Had a lovely chat, because of something I gave birth to. What are you giving birth to this year? It's true. 58 years ago, I came out 3 months early, 2 pounds 4 ounces. Every time I buy a kilo of mince for the birds or the dogs, right, that's about what I weighed. Wow, little sucker. But I seem to digress. What are you giving birth to? When I was a little boy, I gave birth to a lot from the excuses that I learned. I was born premature, I was the allergy kid, we were poor, my parents got divorced, my grandma died. I had all the excuses in the world. Found myself diagnosed with scoliosis, told I'd be a cripple in my 20s, all that stuff, teenage bedwetter, who became a teenage black belt, an award-winning karate champion, nationally ranked, yada, yada, yada. What are you giving birth to? A birthday to me is a very real and a very artificial distinction. In other words, it's Monday. And I get to celebrate my Mondays, just like I celebrate my birthdays. And I do. But I also take the time today to just ponder, how different am I compared to a year ago? What have I given birth to in the past year? And I get to also explore, what do I choose to give birth to now? during this next year of my life. It was Christmas Day whenever I had the realization I was remembering when I was an athlete. I was remembering when I was an athlete. My glory days. And it was Christmas Day. I was actually happy, like getting better. I've got to, anyway, doesn't matter. But I decided to transform myself on Christmas Day. See, that was the birth of Jesus. That was also the birth of a resource state that I used to totally transform my life. And immediately when I changed my state, a couple behaviors changed, including what I eat. More importantly, including what I enjoy eating. I'm not into doing anything in a way that has me persist or force or stress or be frustrated. I'm into fun. So I gave birth to a fellow that's into fun years ago. That's why we call the show Feel It Real Fun. And it actually drives me a little nuts because their show is Feel It Real Frustrating. All right, join in what we do, for God's sake. Anyway. So I'm noticing today it's my birthday. What am I going to give life to? Today, over the next year. And I find myself exploring where I've been playing small. Where I get to play bigger. Where I've been holding back, holding on. Where I could stretch and soar. I had a mentor of mine the other day tell me how proud he was of me. And he listed some things I've done. Moved around the world, married somebody lovely, built a pretty cool online presence that blesses people, changed my name. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Moved around the world. And he's proud of how I'm showing up. And I get that I can show up even more. So what am I going to give life to? In this 58th year, where I'm traveling around the sun with you. I notice I've got some hungers. I've got some hungers to do some more group calls. Some more one-on-ones. That's truly where we live in a culture where we settle for data. As if more data is going to be what makes a difference. And what I notice is more dance makes the difference. Different dance makes a difference. So I invite you to dance with me this year. If you want to do some one-on-ones, if you want to join us in Dream-Driven Days, I've just got this intense hunger to dance. For years I've been talking about my super secret agenda. This might be a little bit of a longer podcast, and I don't apologize for that. I've been talking about my super secret agenda, more playtime and more playmates. And it's still true to this day. And I really want to dance with you. I want you to discover the dance you are. Because you're not a data point. I'm 58 years old, I'm an Aries, I was born 2 pounds 4 ounces, yada yada yada, southwestern Pennsylvania. St. John the Baptist Catholic School. All that good stuff. We settle for data points, gang. And some data points to the truth about you that sets you free, and a lot of it's just diversionary. I was on a one-on-one call the other day with a fellow that we do about once a month. And he's telling me how much time he finds himself wasting doing diversionary things, distractions. And you know, there's nothing wrong with being entertained by a distraction. We're currently watching Fargo Season 5. But while we're watching Fargo Season 5, I get to hold her hand. I get to pet my dog. I just get to experience some humor and some plot that I've never experienced before. I invite you to experience some humor and some plot that you haven't experienced before in you. I wasn't always Mr. 2020. I didn't always live in Australia. I've only known Victoria for almost 14 years. I wasn't always a black belt. I was a bedwetter. Meanwhile, I invite you to join in the dance with us. Drop me an email. Dive deeper in a program. Manifesting Mastery course is a lot of fun. I get to know a lot of you through your 7-day updates. You send us an update every 7 days, we actually write back. And if we don't, that's because it got stuck in the spam filter. If we don't write back, reach out. Some of y'all join us on dreamdrivenday.com. That's a lot of fun. 30 days of play, 4 live group calls. Some of y'all, we do some one-on-ones. I want your life to be delicious. I don't want you to settle for the data. In other words, I invite you to be your own dada. Daddy, dada. I invite you to the dance of you. So this is my special little birthday message. I'm going to go get a massage in a little bit. So looking forward to that. And I invite you to show up to the dance of you differently. I didn't always sing, by the way. God, I remember the first time I sang on a recording. I was making a product. And I hit the record button and I found Johnny Cash showing up. I thought, wow, that's fascinating. We'll keep going. I invite you to explore and soar. To sing the song of you, to discover the dance that you could be instead of defining who you are through your data. If you got gold today, go to NevilleGoddardStore.com. My email address is there. You don't got to buy any goodies. If you want to, that would mean heaps to me. Not just because, hey, that's part of our ministry, that's part of our mission. But if you choose to give to you today, that would mean heaps to me. But you can get my email address there and drop me a note and let me know, hey, I really enjoyed the podcast it gave to me. Because in the end, you really get to give birth to a chosen you. All right, let's imagine up something lovely, and I'll be back in just a moment after we go into the silence. So I asked my buddy, he sends me a happy birthday wish, and I said, so, how can I give to you? And he says, just keep being you. I don't know who else to be. And yet at the same time, I get to discover who else I can be every single day. Discovering who else I get to be every single day invites me to dance and discover. If you're not dancing, if you're not discovering, you're just repeating the same routines. I'm not a fan of repeating the same routines. If you are, that's great. Good on you. I can't do it. I invite you to dance. I invite you to discover. To dive deeper, to soar higher. To discover more about the truth of you that sets you free. So you can be all you can be. You don't got to be the passenger in your life. You can be the pilot. All right, that's what I got. Have a lovely day. And happy birthday to me. See ya.